All right. We're finishing up. We've got 2 weeks left of our fall series. And then we head into our holiday season. Keep in mind, we'll be doing a 12 days of systems to improve your business. It has a fancier name than that, but I can't think of what it is right now. But stay tuned for those. It starts on December 18th. It'll go daily minus the actual holidays themselves. And it'll be super fun where we're going to introduce some new ideas and systems and things into your business that you can implement if you choose to. But today we're going to wrap up our listing month with our creating clients for life. And remember, these apply to both buyer and seller transactions. So let's jump into that. If I can get my slideshow to work. All right. So real estate is not a one and done business, right? Our goal is to create those clients for life. When you're like, man, how does, so-and-so do so much business and I never see them on the phone or outdoor knocking or whatever, it's because they've done this. They've created clients for life. So you should be able to pick up repeat business from your clients. They will buy and sell properties again. Even if you sold them their forever home, chances are statistics say that they are not going to live there forever. And if they do, then that's a good opportunity to start picking up some investment properties and creating wealth for themselves and creating passive income through those opportunities. So being able to introduce to them the idea of investing in real estate could be a good opportunity. You're going to pick up referral business, right? You've done such a fabulous job up to the close of escrow that those people are going to want to refer other people to you. You can also pick up referrals from out of the area, friends and family. So even if those sellers are selling to move out of state or to a different county or wherever you don't service, or you have friends and family that are already not living near you, we can pick up referrals from that. There are agents that have built their business solely on referral business. They don't actually go show any properties or list homes. And you have friends and family that never move, right? So they're always there. They can still help you grow your business and be clients for life because they can be your cheerleaders. So, right, we have people that are never going to move. If at any time you have questions during this, feel free to throw them in that chat box or unmute yourself and ask questions. So when we talk about repeat business, right, we want future sales, future purchases, and investment properties, which I kind of already touched on, right? Those people that bought that house, they are eventually going to sell it. And if they sell it, they are probably going to buy another property. So we want to capture all that future business, even if it is out of the area. Again, we can pick up referrals to refer them to client or to agents in other areas that we do not service. So ultimately, I usually collect like a 25% referral fee for a buyer referral and a 30% referral on a listing referral. So it can be quite lucrative to refer out those people to other agents. And then again, as I mentioned before, that repeat business, let's talk to them about how to grow their wealth and create passive income with investment properties, or just how to grow wealth, right? There's lots of options when it comes to investment properties because you can buy and hold, which means you're like renting it out, either short-term or long-term rentals. They can get into the game of wholesaling where you find fixer-upper type properties, you enter into a contract on it on a really good deal, and then you sell that opportunity to somebody else. You assign that contract to them for a slightly higher contract price, and you catch that difference of prices between those contracts. You've got fix and flip opportunities, right? So there's all sorts of different opportunities that you can jump in on there on investment properties. There's also a new thing that I recently learned about where you can purchase properties in lease options, and then you actually lease those properties out to somebody else. So they're covering that lease option payment, and then eventually they turn around to buy that property, and you can actually then assign that contract to them. And again, you can assign it a little higher than what you got in contract with it for and make some additional funds there. So there's lots of opportunities when it comes to investment properties. We haven't even talked about like commercial investments or the REIT type investment, the real estate investment trust type things. So there's lots of opportunities when it comes to investment properties. And sometimes it's just educating people on the power of real estate as a piece of their investment portfolio. Referral business, right? We want to create raving fans and expand our circle of influence, right? So when we first talk about referral business, we're talking about like, hey, you've got friends, family, clients, neighbors, people who know you, love you, trust you, people have done business with you that we did such a stellar job. They want to refer people to us, and we're going to ask them for referrals on a regular basis. Who do they know that's looking to buy, sell, or invest in property? Okay. Creating clients for life. Staying in touch is easy if you have a plan and you stick to it, right? It's all about systems and processes. And every time we've talked about things, we have talked about systems and processes, whether it's the purchase transaction or the listing transaction, like having those systems and processes in place, or lead generation, having those make it super easy. So please put together a after sale action plan, right? And you want to implement that as soon as you create a transaction. And you want to be consistent in completing all of the activities in that action plan for it to produce results, right? The idea is to stay in contact with those people. Oh, hold on. Boom. All right. I think it goes further into depth on the next slide, so I'm not going to jump the gun. Here we go. A simple but effective annual after the sale action plan. So we want to move them. It's basically like a 36 type touch, but these are going to become our clients that have done business with us that we want to do business with again, right? We don't have to choose to do business with somebody if we don't want to. So those that we want to do business with again, we're going to move them to that after sale action plan. And if you don't ever want to do business with them again, you're going to put them on the minimum so that if they decide to buy or sell again, you can be like, oh, actually, I'm really busy and I can refer you out to somebody else, right? Make it somebody else's problem, but get that referral fee. So every year, annual, right? We're going to have 4 phone calls, 4 text messages, 4 social media interactions, an invite to at least 1 event. 2 is better. 4 pop buys or mailed items, and 1 should be a market analysis. So you're like, Amy, what does that look like? So once a quarter. So if we closed in November, then December, they're getting a phone call from me. Okay. They're also going to get a phone call. And well, you've got 4 calls, 4 text messages, 4 social media interactions, right? On there. So in December, they're going to get a phone call. In I was trying to think what my months of the year are. In January, I'm going to interact with them on social media. In February, they're going to get a text message. And then I'm going to repeat March phone call, April social media, May text message. And then we just keep repeating that every quarter, every 3 months. We just repeat for a total of 4 phone calls, 4 text messages, and 4 social media interactions in the year. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? I see all your heads shaking on those wonderful pictures. Okay, right? I recommend when you do that phone call that you do a 3-step approach. So if this is my week to call Heather, I'm going to call Heather on Monday. And if she doesn't answer the phone, I'm going to leave her a message and say, hey, Heather, it's Amy. I was just calling to touch base with you to see how things were going. I'll try you later this week. Right? I'm not asking Heather to call me back. I'm not like guilting her into anything. I'm just making her aware that I am reaching out to her to see how things are going, and I'm going to try her later this week. So that's on Monday. On Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm going to give her another phone call. And when Heather doesn't answer the second time, my hope is by leaving a message the first time, she's going to answer the second time. But let's say she doesn't answer the second time. I'm going to leave another phone message and just be like, hey, Heather, it's Amy again. I was just hoping to catch you. I hope everything's going well. I'll try you again later. Right? Same thing, letting her off the hook. And this time I'm also going to send her a text message that says basically the same thing. Hey, Heather, it's Amy. Just looking to touch base with you. How are things going? I'll try calling you later this week, right? Something to that effect in a text message, because we know that some people don't listen to their voicemail messages. Okay. Then, so that was Monday was the first call. Tuesday, Wednesday was the second call. Pick a day. And then we're going to have like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is going to be your third call, right? So we're going to space it out every 3 days, right? You could do like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. If those are your call days, you could do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You could do Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. I don't really care, but 3 calls on 3 different days during the week. One might even be if you're like, well, I take Mondays off, then it might be like Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. I don't really care. Okay. But on that third call, we're going to call. Ring, ring. Heather doesn't answer. We're going to be sad and we're cry, but that's okay. We're still going to leave a message. I'm going to say, hey, Heather, it's Amy again. I'm so sorry I didn't reach you this week. I hope everything's going well. If you need any help with real estate or anything else, never hesitate to reach out to me. I will talk to you soon, right? I'm ending the, hey, I fulfilled my duty. I said I was going to call you later. I said I was going to call you later. I did. Hey, I'll touch base with you soon, right? And I'm reminding them that, hey, if you need anything real estate related, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm also going to send Heather a text message on that third phone call as well, saying the same thing. Hey, it's Amy. I hope you're doing well. Is everything going well with the house? If I can help you with any real estate related needs or anything else, please don't hesitate to reach out. Right? Text message. I just want them to know that I exist. So that's going to be my phone call. The text message when I go to the next month, or the next month is going to be a social media interaction. And the reason that I do call and then social media and then text message is for a reason. And that reason is that if I text them in November to call them in December, they're going to be more likely to answer my phone call because I've interacted with them on a non-personal level, right? Through text message to remind them that I exist. And then they're going to not feel as weird when they go to answer my phone calls. Now, this works most of the time because we're like closings, right? We've already been interacting with them on a regular basis. We're probably interacting with them, but I'm still going to make sure that I do my like 1 month check-in phone call. Okay. And then we're going to do a social media interaction. I'm going to go on there, like maybe, and like comment on a couple of their photos deliberately, even if there's somebody that I already interact with on a regular basis. If this is my month to interact with them on social media, I'm going to make sure to go in there and put some comments on their posts and maybe even send them a direct message. Okay. And it can be something that you saw on their post, right? And then text message would be the next one. You can make it like super personal if you've been in conversation with them. There's no rules to the text message on month number 3. If you have not, like, you're not in regular relationship and communication with this person because they were really just like a Zillow client that closed and you hardly know them or whatever it is, your text message can be as simple as, hey, I was passing through your neighborhood and I was showing properties and I was thinking about you. How's the house? Right? Put a call to action on that text message where you're asking a question. How's the house? How are things going? Okay. We want to start a conversation with them. So those are your 4 phone calls, 4 text messages, and 4 social media interactions. It's also good to do events because we're creating clients for life. So we're trying to introduce fun into their lives and opportunities to interact with them. I recommend that one of your events, again, it says there like 1 event, 2 is better. So what I would recommend is 2 events, 1 where they come to you and 1 where you're hosting something. And the hosting something, you're like, Amy, I'm small budget. Okay, that's totally cool. Start a national night out on that first week of August in your neighborhood and invite all of your people to that. All the place to register your park or whatever it is, so that the policemen come by and the fire trucks come by and the garbage trucks come by, and maybe even make it like a potluck or something, or like, hey, we're going to have popsicles or ice cream. Like, make it just super fun. People can come by, they can bring their family, they can do whatever, right? It doesn't cost, you don't have to like rent a big space. You could rent a theater, you could do like an ice rink, you could do Santa photos at the office, right? Whatever it is. But some big activity would be fun. In fact, I just said Santa photos at the office. I would put that in my second option for events, which your second one. So one is like a big activity or event. So another one is one where they might come to you. So you could do like a Pie Day giveaway where you're giving away pies for Thanksgiving or on Pie Day. You could do Santa photos at the office, right? Or like Easter Bunny photos for your pets, right? Whatever it might be, do something fun where they have to come to you. Right? So you have to come to the office. If you, and I would do 2 of those. So, right. So 1 event, like big thing, like National Night Out or rent out a movie theater or something fun where it's a big activity out and about with a big group of people. And then another one where maybe over the course of a day or 2 days, they're coming to you, hot cocoa bar, ice cream sundae bar, whatever that might be. Okay. And then 4 pop buys or mailed items. And it says 1 should always be a market analysis. So on our new closings, I recommend in January, either December or January. So all of our closings for the year, in December or January, we send them copies of their closing statements. Okay, year number 1, they get a copy of their closing statement because they are going to have to file their taxes and they're going to need copies of that in order to do their taxes. So send them a copy. Okay. 1 should be a market analysis. So I would recommend once a year or every 6 months, like maybe after they've moved into their house on their annual anniversary, you send them a market analysis of their property so they have an idea of what the value is of their property once a year. Okay, more in depth than just setting them up on like a Real Scout or something to that effect. Okay, and then so that takes care of your first year. Every year you should do that market analysis of their property and then do 3 additional items. I usually like to recommend maybe mailing 1 item and then dropping by 2 others, right? A pop by, like something fun, a little like roll of wrapping paper at the end of the year. Thanks for helping us wrap up a great year. A pumpkin at Thanksgiving or Halloween, right? Super thankful for you being my client, right? Something fun like that. There's lots of different ideas. If you go onto like Pinterest or just Google like realtor pop buys, a whole bunch of ideas will pop up of things that you can do that are fairly inexpensive that you can drop off on their doorstep just to let them know that you're still thinking about them. Okay. So I recommend 4 pop buys, so 1 a quarter, or mailed items, and 1 being that market analysis. And you can either drop that off on their door or you can mail it to them, but factor that in. So you're doing 1 per quarter. In addition to these things, these are your personal connections, right? These are like calls, texts, invites to events, pop buys. In addition to these, you should set them up on a monthly newsletter of some sort, an email that they're getting from you, as well as a monthly neighborhood update, which you can do through Real Scout, which we have access to for free. Okay. In addition to this, okay, so remember I said, hey, year 1, you should plan to, in January or December, drop off a copy of their closing statement. I also don't like doing closing gifts when they get keys. Okay. They're getting keys. It's super exciting anyways. If you give them something during that time period, it's just going to get lost in the hustle and bustle of moving or renovations or whatever it is that they're doing to that property. Stop by in a month and drop off a gift. It gives you a great opportunity. Instead of that first phone call, you can actually knock on their door and see how things are going. It would count as your first pop by as well. Drop off that gift and just check in on them and see how things are going. In addition to that, like 1 week after closing, that's usually when I call them up or shoot them over an email or a text message and send them a copy of their home warranty, right? So we close escrow, we get keys, everybody's excited. Usually the first couple days, you're still kind of in communication with them. How's the move going? Everything going good? They're like, hey, we can't figure out how to use the HVAC system, right? Like whatever it is, they have like random weird needs. So 1 week after the close of escrow, that's a good time to be like, hey, just a reminder, we did do that home warranty as part of your home purchase. So if anything goes wrong with major systems and components, here's a copy of the brochure as well as the information for that home warranty to file any claims. If you have any issues when you go to file claims, please reach out to me because I can help push those through if you're getting denied, right? So just like be their source. Okay, that would be like 1 week post-close. Maybe 2 weeks post-close escrow. That might be a good time to pop in and just be like, hey, I have this list of vendors, like people that can do handyman or repairs or roof or cleaners or whatever it is, or local restaurants in the area that are fabulous, or here are my favorite hot spots in the area to go and visit, right? Something fun that's going to help introduce them to the area, especially if they're from out of area, or just help solidify that you are the expert for all things that they might need for any reason. Okay. Then we might not talk to them for a couple of weeks, and then we're going to pop by with that closing gift. It could be big or small. Remember to talk with your CPA or tax person about what you can write off and what you can't. And then we're going to move them into that regular follow-up. Now, in addition to this, just so you know, the National Association of Realtors says that most people say that they're going to use their real estate agent again, but the percentage of people that actually use the same real estate agent for the next transaction are low. And that's because they get orphaned. Clients get orphaned. We show them a house, we help them buy the house, and then they never hear from us again. So I'm teaching you how not to do that. But keep in mind, if we just sold a house, if we had a listing, that buyer that bought that house that we sold, right? We weren't their agent, but their agency relationship ends at the close of the transaction. So they now technically do not have an agent, and you can approach those buyers. So I highly recommend adding those buyers into your database for any listings that you've closed. You have their address, you have their names, You've probably come across their emails at some point. If not, like reach out to them, right? Go knock on their door a week after closing and just be like, hey, knock, knock. My name's Amy. I was a listing agent on the property. I just wanted to make sure everything was going well. Did you have any questions? Do you figure out how everything works? And they're going to be like, oh my gosh, that was so nice of you. Yeah, actually, we're doing pretty good. Or no, we couldn't figure out where the main water shutoff is. Do you know where that is? And you can be like, yeah, it's over here. No, let me reach out to the sellers and I'll get back to you. What are your phone numbers so I can reach back out to you, right? Or hey, also, I wanted to make sure that you had a copy of your home warranty. Can I send that over to you? What are your emails, right? So you've got lots of opportunity there to pick up those orphaned buyers and bring them into your database, collect their contact information, or it may even be something like, hey, would you like copies of the professional photos that we had taken of the property so that you have a picture of all the rooms of the house in case you do any renovations or whatever, you're going to have some nice before photos. And they'd be like, oh my gosh, yeah, absolutely. That's so nice. Perfect. What are your emails so I can send those over to you? Right? Get their emails and their phone numbers so you can stay in contact with them as well and continue to stay keep them on your radar screen and add them into your database. Okay. Any questions about these items? All right. Moving right along. Oh, there we go. Okay, so in addition to those personal connections that were on the last page, right, I talked about the 12 emailed or mailed newsletters. I talked about the 12 email market updates. I would also send out a birthday card. I would send out a home anniversary card, and I would send out one other holiday card each year. Okay, birthday, home anniversary, and a holiday card. I would recommend not sending a holiday card at Christmas. They're getting lots of holiday cards at Christmas. You're going to be shuffled into the pile of holiday cards and being forgotten about. But if you send them a holiday card for Labor Day, Veterans Day, Pi Day, National Dog Day, pick one, right? And send out cards to your entire database on that holiday. Then you're really going to stand out and people are going to think you're funny. Maybe send out an April Fool's card, right? And make it like a funny joke, like something in there that's funny. Okay. Do something fun, but I recommend a birthday, a holiday, and a home anniversary card every year on their home anniversary. Okay. Any questions about those items? Okay. For those non-clients, right? We have those friends and family that are never going to move. We have those neighbors that we know that haven't bought or sold real estate with us yet. We have people that we interact with that they know us. We have regular conversations with them. We want cheerleaders. We want people, when they say real estate, they say Mark, right? People are like, oh, I was thinking about buying a house. And your friend and family goes, oh my gosh, you've got to talk to Mark. Or, oh my gosh, you've got to talk to Shauna, right? So we want those cheerleaders. So just because they haven't used you doesn't mean they can't refer you. And you can also get out of area referrals for those people that don't live locally. So don't exclude those people from your touch campaigns in your database. You should have everybody you know, or everybody even that you don't know, like everybody that you have contact information for should be in that database. Business owners, people you do business with, your neighbors, friends, everybody on your child sports team, right? Whatever those are, take all those contacts, put them in your database and stay in contact with them. Okay. Get those referrals. Now we can level up, right? So your friends, family members, circle of influence clients, they're lucky to have agents as skilled as you. So they're going to want to refer you to their friends, family, coworkers, right? Because you're going to take such awesome care of them, right? They're going to brag about you. They may even brag because you like send them that monthly neighborhood update of what's going on in their neighborhood. They may be like, oh my gosh, you've got my agent, Heather, she always like once a month, she sends me just everything that's going on in the neighborhood. It's so helpful because I know like what's on the market and what properties sold for. Do you want me to have her send that to you? Right. So who knows what might come out of a conversation, but we want cheerleaders. So you want to level up your business. We want to level up how we interact with our clients so that they think of us anytime they hear or smell real estate. Okay. In addition, some bonus items that you can do. You could create a business evaluation form and you could have it with the notary at their closing with their closing paperwork. They fill out that evaluation. Then you know exactly how you've done. Okay. It's going to give you that thermometer to either ask for reviews or to fix potential issues. And you could do it at closing. You could send it to them before the close of escrow. You could send it to them at close of escrow. I like to send it before we close so that I have the opportunity to fix something if it's not going well before we actually close on the property. But any sort of evaluation so that you have a thermometer of how that transaction's going. And remember, it's never too late. So if you've had closings and you didn't ask for a business evaluation of how you did, you can always go back and ask something like, hey, I'm evaluating my business and I didn't ask you how you did. Can you provide me with feedback so that I can improve my level of service? What could I have done better? What did I do well? Right? Some bonus items that you can do, right, in creating clients for life or through the transaction. You could create little celebratory activities that happen as the transaction unfolds, right? So for buyers, maybe you do the inspections and, or even from your sellers as well, you know, contingencies get removed. Maybe you have like packing tape and boxes that you drop off, right? Super simple, inexpensive. In fact, some people even, you can actually get branded packing tape that's got your logos on it. Or maybe you have like a stellar packing system with like dots and colors so they can just slap colored labels on the boxes and they know which room it goes to. And you're going to drop that off with instructions of how to use it when we move contingencies. And that could be either for your sellers or your buyers, right? Like just upping that level of service, celebrating as we go. Like we entered into contract, like a bottle of champagne or a bottle of like sparkling cider, right? And maybe even with a couple of like plastic logoed cups, or maybe at closing, that's what you do, right? So think of things that you can do as the transaction moves along that helps to mark those momentous occasions for both your buyers and your sellers. Our buyers, you know, as you move through the transaction with the buyers, they're getting more and more excited as it goes. So they kind of have like natural things built in, where your sellers are kind of getting sadder and they don't hear from you as much, right? And they don't know what's going on. So having those little celebratory things could be helpful throughout the transaction. So just think about what you can do to level it up and take it a little step further. Another thing that you can do with buyers is you could throw them their housewarming party, right? Like maybe a month or a month and a half after they move in, you throw that housewarming party for them. You bring some hors d'oeuvres and some desserts. You invite the neighbors. They can invite their friends and family. What a great opportunity to mingle and interact with people that are seeing how happy their friends or their new neighbors are with how everything went, and that you helped them throw this party. And then they're going to be like, oh, well, we were thinking about buying a house, right? Or, oh my gosh, we were thinking about selling our house, right? Or do you service this area, or can you help us, right? Create those relationships, throw those parties. You always want to ask for reviews, right? There's lots of places reviews can go: Yelp, Google, social media sites, realtor.com, Zillow. I highly recommend getting reviews everywhere. Sending somebody out an email of like, please leave me reviews on these 10 spots might be a little overwhelming, but if you have like one that you focus on each month, then you can, or part of your follow-up plan for your post-close is like month one, like at close of escrow, I asked for a review on Zillow. 1 month after close of escrow, I asked them to update that review on realtor.com, like, or a week, like one a week or something like that, like drip on them. And you could make it fun with rewards or drawings. Like, hey, I'll give you $2 for every review that you leave for me in the form of a Starbucks gift card, or the form of a Chick-fil-A gift card, or whatever that might be, or $5 per review on a form of a gift card, right? Or you could enter them into drawings for like all the reviews that you get each month. Those people get left into a drawing for each review that they leave for something cool and fun. So make it fun. Do those rewards. We want to reward behavior. Any questions about that? All right. The next bonus item is your vendor list. So I mentioned this already briefly, but create a publication of area businesses, right? House related services, personal services, restaurant. You want to be go-to contact for all the resources that they may need. And you can use Move Easy for this. We have free access to Move Easy. Oh, which is a whole nother thing that you can utilize too. Just keep that in mind for a minute, tuck that away. But Move Easy allows you to store the vendor list and then share it electronically and then update it. They'll get the updates for that, as well as reminders that they have access to it. So that's one way. You could do a paper copy that you just keep adding to and updating, but you want all the vendors and create relationships with those vendors as well, of all the things that might be, handyman, plumbers, electricians, roofers, pest control, rodent control, right? It might be like bugs, might have rodents, painters, right? Kitchen designers, architects, whatever it might be, like bring those people together and put them all on a list. And then also personal services, like who do you like for nail salons and massages and all those things, right? Create that vendor list of like go-to places. Again, it's always good to have more than one option for each type of vendor, but you may decide you just have one for each thing. Maybe you've got some sort of referral relationship with them. So do what you're comfortable with, and just be that contact. So Move Easy. When you have buyers moving into a property, Move Easy has a concierge service that you can sign them up for that will actually help them sign up for all of their utilities. So that might be something fun to utilize and look more into. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you go into our one login, Move Easy is on there. Okay, so vendor list. Don't delay on the vendor list. It's something you could just like add a couple people to each day over the next month and you'll have a complete vendor list. You can go to social media to ask people, hey, who are your favorites for these things? Or who are your favorites for these things? And get some feedback and interactions through social media to pick up people for those vendors lists. Okay. And then our next bonus item is ask for those referrals, right? We keep saying we want referrals. They'll give you referrals, but they won't give them to you if you don't ask. Mahatma Gandhi says, if you don't ask, you don't get it, right? So ask for referrals throughout the transaction. Who else do they know that might be interested in buying, selling, or investing in real estate? Okay. And one of the things we can utilize to do that is we have the promise script, which is my goal is to provide you a 5-star experience. This is something we go over at the beginning of the transaction with our clients. I'm going to deliver such amazing service that you are going to want to refer me. And if you don't refer me, I'm going to assume that it's because we've done something wrong. And I'm going to want to talk to you about what I could have done better for you. Could I do that? They're going to be like, yeah, absolutely. Perfect. I'm going to count on you for that referral. All right. And we're going to shake hands. And just so we're clear, if we get to closing and you have not been in touch with me, giving me the name of someone I can help, I'm going to assume that I haven't delivered on my promise and that I could have done something better. So I'm going to want to talk with you about it and find out what I could have done to earn that referral. Is it going to be okay with you for me to do that? Right? And they're going to be like, yeah, absolutely. Right? We've reiterated like, hey, if I don't give them a referral, they're going to think they're doing a poor job. Right? When we get to the end, then we either have that conversation about, do you have a referral for me? Or what did I do that caused you, what could I have done better to cause you to want to refer your friends and family to me? Okay, promise script. You may want to think about putting together a referral rewards program, right? We want to reward the act of referring, whether they close or not. So maybe they get like a $5 gift card to someplace fun, right? We're going to reward the referral for choosing us, right? So we're going to have a reciprocal, some sort of reward. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I know that Mark referred you to me, and that means so much that you actually called me based on his referral. So just so you know, I'm going to give you a free home warranty as part of your home purchase, right? Or I'm going to cover the home warranty for the buyer of your home sale, because oftentimes buyers ask for you to cover the home warranty for them, and I'm going to take care of that, right? Something fun like that. And then we want to promote that referral rewards program to our database so that they get excited about referring us. And it could be like maybe they get entered into an annual drawing or a monthly drawing, or some sort of plan if they refer for each referral they give you, right? Maybe it's even like a vacation. Maybe it's something big, or maybe it's something like a night out, right? So something cool, like on a monthly or annual basis. So create some sort of referral rewards program to reward the act of referring and reward that person choosing you. That's all I have for you guys today. Does anybody have any questions or any ahas from the class today? Everybody's so quiet. All right. The sooner that you put some thought into this and put your action plan in place, then you can begin executing it. And you may even be at a place that you're like, I haven't ever even closed one deal. It's never too soon to put together your system and process for creating clients for life and how you're going to roll that transaction through to the closing and how you're going to take care of those clients post-closing so that it's in place, so that from transaction number one, you can be treating your clients correctly and that you can be creating those clients for life. Make sure that you log your attendance there in the chat box. There's a link to log your attendance. If you have trainings that you would like to see come up in the new year, please put them in there. There's a suggestion box. I'd love to see what those suggestions are so that I can incorporate those into our training schedule. And tomorrow we will be talking more about database. So just stay tuned for that. We're going to dive a little deeper into that, or I may, who knows, surprise you with something different since a lot of it we covered today, but we're going to dive a little bit deeper into that and what that looks like and how to segregate out your database to your inner circle and what you should be doing for your inner circle versus your regular database. So stay tuned for that. We'll be talking about that tomorrow. So we'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Amy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Have a fabulous day.
You too. Thanks.